Welcome back. This is Bonita Creek RC, and today we're going to be testing out these Meus silicone inserts. These are pretty new to the market, and they feel really soft. Pretty excited about these. I really like the Injora Yellow silicone inserts, and I have them in most of my mini rigs. So, like, I have some in these tires, and they work really good. These are some Little Guy Racing parts. Claw hammers. So we're gonna go run these. I think I'm gonna go to one of my crawling spots, find some hard lines to do. This does most of my obstacles in my yard pretty easily, so we'll go find some hard lines to do, and then we'll come back, put these in, and then head back and do the same lines and see how these new ones do. I'm pretty interested about that outer layer on there. Like those humps on there is pretty interesting. Let's see how soft they are. Kind of comparable. Ooh, I do like the design with these ribs in there. The Injora ones, they bunch up really easily. Well, that's pretty soft there. So with these triangulated like that, like, see how it squishes and it pushes down? The other ones in the Injora inserts are all straight up and down, and they're offset, so they aren't all in a line like on their 1/10 scale inserts, which I actually have one right here. This is an Injora 1/10 scale 475 insert, and see how the fins are all in line and they kind of bunch up on there. So these work pretty good in the 1/10 scale rigs. But this is more like a 3D printed insert design compared to like a normal silicone with the straight fins. So I'm excited to see how these will do. So we'll go find some hard lines and we'll see how the Injora do at setting a baseline, and we'll see if these are better or worse or the same. The price is pretty similar. These ones were like maybe $3 or $4 more than the Injora ones, but yeah, I'm excited to see how these humps on the outer layer do. I'm not sure which direction they're supposed to go, because on this edge it's a little bit steeper of a curve, and on the back it's swooped a little more. So I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go forward. Guess we'll try it either way, but I think I'm gonna do the steep edge going forward, and that way it'll the way it'll bunch up, it'll want to bite a little more. Let's see if we go like that. Yeah, with that steeper edge, this wants to bite on my finger just a tiny bit more. It gives a stronger edge right there. I don't know how much of a difference it'll actually make, but if you do get these, I would recommend trying to put them all in the same direction. I don't know which way is better, but I would do them all the same. Okay, we'll start low this time, and then keep the nose high there. Oh man. My chassis broke right there. That's no good. Man, I don't know if I can fix that either. That's the only shock hole on there. I might have to try and print a new one, a new cage. Okay, I started to test the Injora inserts on my Ultra 4 Buggy, but the chassis broke and I haven't fixed it yet, so we're just going to test them on my AX24 on the obstacles in the yard, because I don't have the time to go somewhere else to drive it, and it'll be good because this thing needed some new inserts. These tires that I run on normally, these Buggy Racing Parts black labels, they have the stock foams in them and they just smash over sideways, and this needed some more sprung weight. So I don't know if I'll use the Injoras or the Meus ones in my AX24. These ones I think will be, it's going to be either one. It's going to get some silicone inserts. I just don't know which one will work better on it, so we'll test that. Alright, so let's go hit the rocks. Okay, let's see how it does. I'm getting bound up on the side of the log there. I am noticing that it's struggling a bit with extra weight. It's still the stock ESC, and I have a Mofo Torque Beast 3.0 motor in it, so it is struggling a bit compared to what it did before. There it rolled. That was very slow rollover. See if we can save it. There we go. Okay, it's set up right here. It's got hung up on the skid there, but looks like it's just gripping and going. And see, it pushed over and it got on the skid. See how counter steer right there? Yeah. Oops, I did the rear steer the wrong way. Let's just go around. Yeah, these have a lot more forward drive than the other tires on the stock foams. So let's go test it right there, and we'll see how it does pulling up that. Okay, let's see how it does pulling up this line. It was struggling for power a little bit right there. I was just trying to be very slow and smooth, but it was taking a lot of throttle modulation to get it to pull up that. But I was able to control it pretty well. And that pulled straight up, conformed really good, and then they were just gone. So, yeah, let's see if it pulls straight up that wood. High centered on the skid there, did a little rear steer action, and it's just planted. The AX24 never really feels like it's planted. But it feels planted now, which is really good. Let's see if it'll go up that. It didn't used to be able to do that. Okay, now let's see how it does going up this. We'll try going really slow. Just kind of hopping a bit there. Give it a little bump. Still a little bit of wheel slip and is jumping a bit. And right up. So let's go put in the other inserts, and we'll see how the Meus inserts do compared to these ones. This will be a good test between the inserts, because this is pretty easy to see how it behaved, and we'll see if the other ones are better. Okay, just got it mounted up, and they feel similarly soft, and they will soften after being run for a little while. They take some time to break in, but these feel more like a normal single stage foam than these silicone inserts. These ones have like pretty much just 3 stages, and it's like super soft, and then it's firm, and then it's pretty firm. These ones feel kind of linear, so they just, the further they get pressed, the stiffer they get, which is good. But they feel just about as soft for that outer layer, and the humps on the outmost layer on the Meus inserts will help it. Maybe it'll be different, but it's kind of getting dark, so I'll have to kind of be quick with it though. Okay, back outside on the rocks, and the mosquitoes are going crazy right now. Let's see how these Meus inserts do. And they're kind of struggling right there. I don't know why. We'll try that again. Just try and line it up. And it's all the rear tires getting caught up against the edge of the log there. I'll try and start them out a little more offset. Man, they just don't quite have it. Maybe they just feel the tiniest bit firmer, and this X24 is pretty light, so maybe it's just too firm. And it also takes some time for the insert to get to know the tire. The Injora inserts had been in these tires for they probably have like 30 hours of use or something, I'm guessing, and just being in there. So they really got to where they worked well with each other, and I just threw these in like a minute ago. So these will take some time to break in, and silicone inserts do get softer. Ooh, that. See, like it's almost. If anything, they're like 5 or 10% worse than the other ones, just in the grip, but they should improve. But like, that's nothing to be scoffed at what it just did there. That's kind of hard. And it swinging around, and yeah, let's try this side over here one more time. Try and keep it off to the side. Now I did do the humps on the outside so that the long side of it was facing forward. Maybe they're supposed to be the other direction. I'll have to test it out some other time, but maybe I did them in the wrong direction and they would work better the other way, so I don't know. I just felt like that it made the tires feel softer when it was this way. So let's go do that other side now. Okay, let's see how it pulls up this line here. Struggling a little bit. Trying to pull that tire up. The other Injora inserts went straight up and over. See, I had a little bit of wheel slip when I kept a little more throttle on it the whole way up. So these are performing like 5 to 10% worse, which I was really hoping they'd be a fair bit better, because they look so cool compared to the Injora ones. But these might just need a little bit heavier rig and they'll be great. Like I said a little bit ago, this is a pretty light rig, and I had those Injora inserts on a rig that was pretty heavy, and I'd run them on that rig for a long time, the Ultra 4 Buggy. So I'd run those on there for a long time, and they got good and broken in, and these are brand new. So we'll have to see if they improve after being used for a while. Yeah, it's still doing good though, but these just are not quite performing the same as the Injora ones did. Okay, and let's see if how these pull up this line. So we'll go real slow. Oh wait, I have the 4-wheel steer on. So go real slow. Kind of hopping there. And then again, it is hopping with a little more throttle. And just a little burst of throttle right there. And it went right up. So very similar. I think these inserts want just a little bit heavier of a rig, but these are still doing very good though. All right, let's go back inside, and I forgot to weigh them, and so we'll see how much more these ones weigh than the Injoras. Okay, now I thought these Meus inserts would weigh more, but they actually weigh a little less. The Injora ones weigh 14.1 grams, and these Meus ones weigh 12 grams. So if you're trying to keep down on rotating mass, then you might want to go for these ones. See, like I ran these inserts with this softer edge going forward, so maybe they work better if that more abrupt edge is going forward. I don't know. I'll have to test that. But yeah, they're both really good options. I don't like the single stage foams much. They just squish a lot. It's like these still have the stock foams. They came with these Little Guy Racing Parts black labels, and they're fairly soft vertically. Like they're just a tad over firm for what I would like on the AX24, but then on the sidewall they just mash like crazy. So then it's not ideal. Like it'll just mash over almost to the rim. But a silicone insert would really help mitigate that. So yeah, both are good options. I think if your rig weighs a little more, you might want to go for one of these pink ones before you go for a Injora green. Like, I don't know why anybody would even use an Injora green, but I'm sure there's some heavy trail rig somewhere, like some TRX 4M or something that needs a firmer insert, and they want some more weight that's down low, and maybe they'd need a green. But really, I think a yellow is just about right. Meus also makes a firmer one. They're orange, and they're a similar design to this, but I knew that the orange would be too firm for anything I have, and so this is their super soft one, and this is Injora's super soft. So yeah, both good options. I forget the price. I think these are normally like $11, and these were maybe 12 or 14. But yeah, you can just get whichever one you want. But I really like the design of these Meus ones. We'll just have to see if they break in and start working a little better. I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next one.